Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your Wednesday episode of Sun Up on 7. Thank you so much for being with us during what we have prepared for you today. If you missed our first conversation, let me remind you of two things. So the Belize Cancer Society, of course, they're raising funds to provide support to persons that are affected by cancer with regards to treatment and other support services. So they have shirts on sale. You can go on their Facebook page to be able to purchase whatever style of shirts that they have available. It's quite diverse, so there's something out there for you. And then the Cancer Walk is coming up on June 4th. Starts at 6 o'clock at the Marion Jones Sports Complex. It's going to be quite a walk, but of course, it's all in the name of solidarity and support the persons that are affected by cancer. It's time for our second conversation. It's going to be quite interesting. A very, very dynamic duo here that we have on set. We have Martine King, mental health professional, and Monica Habet, fitness coach. Two lovely ladies, like
morning.
full of energy.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. ¿Cómo
We're doing great.
Yeah,
we're
I
great.
love how she answers in English and she's like, you know what, I want to answer in Spanish.
I love it.
So it's like Kevin said, duo here, but I'm sure there's other people that are involved to make this possible. When I heard the saying, Women Wellness Morning Initiative, I'm like, oh, that's a lot of words, but I feel like that must have a lot in tack with it. So can I first ask, how did this idea come out that we need to have a woman initiative of this kind that talks about wellness? Because that's very important. I know, Monica, you're big on wellness and not just on one aspect. You want it to be holistic. So I guess you can start off there.
So this has been in the back of my head for a long time, wanting to incorporate both mind, body, spirit. And as you know, yes, I'm all about trying to tie it in together. So I came to Martine because I know she is amazing at what she does. And I proposed to her, I want to tie in something. I don't know exactly how. So let's talk about ways that we could create a community, start a community here in Belize to support women. And we're starting just with women, but we also want to tie in for men. But how can we tie in body, mind, spirit, professionals because mental health is so important right now, and how we bring wellness to our whole being, not just physical exercise. So I think it's been a big transformation for me, but now I want to open that door for everyone to learn that it's a whole thing. It's not just, I want to work out to look a certain way, right? We want to feel health in all, our mind, the way we think, the way we act, the way we treat our body, but also how we treat others. And it starts from within.
Right.
So me and Martine came up with this. We're starting our first event here in Belize. And we're going to tie both together. So it's going to be two sessions within one with three professionals. It's Martine, her business partner, Vanessa, and myself. And we're doing a workout. It's not going to be a strenuous workout. It's going to be a workout where we're trying to wake up the body, move our body, breathe, and then a practice session with Martine and Vanessa, where they will, do their side on mental, and I'll let her speak about that. But that's how this first event came about. And Burn Box is being so supportive of us. So we're doing it at Burn Box. And it's a 3-hour event on Saturday, May 28th from 9 to 12. And you're getting, like I said, 3 professionals. We're presenting this first event for women, and hopefully we get some interest. And so this is how this came about.
I love it. I'm sure you will. Pretty sure you will. It's exciting.
We're really excited, yes.
You look like eager to share some stuff. Please tell us.
I think there are a couple things. Before the pandemic, we recognized the importance of wellness. And then I think certainly for mental health, the pandemic gave us a boost, gave us more focus on the importance of taking care of our mental health. And as you said, Monica, it's not just about weight. That's sort of like a more physical aspect. And of course it is important and we want to look and feel good, but it's really a whole lot more. Yeah. And so that really put mental health in the spotlight. And now that we're to some degree coming out of this pandemic, we don't want to lose that momentum. We want to keep the focus on how important it is. We all have mental health, and that includes the physical, the emotional, the psychological. And so we really want an opportunity to look at our habits. Which are the habits that are working for us? Which are the habits that are not working for us? And in particular, where women, there's an expectation, and it's not that the men don't have a lot of stress and pressure on them as well, but as women, we're expected to play so many roles. You know, you're supposed to be the perfect mother, and then you're supposed to be a professional, and then you're supposed to look good, and then you're supposed, if you have a partner, it's supposed to be the best partner. It's ridiculous. Like, nobody can really ever, and then we put this pressure on ourselves, and there's this, the flyer we have says, are you tired of being tired? I mean, I personally and professionally, there's this, how are you doing? Man, I'm tired. We always tired. At what point are we not tired? And I think that emotions tell us a story. And so if you're consistently feeling tired, you're not feeling rested, you find yourself using habits that might not help your health, nor your waistline, nor your relationships or anything else like that, then this is a workshop that can help you, you know. And so it's going to talk about what are habits, what's a habit loop, you know, using emotional intelligence, starting right where you are now. Not last week or 2 months ago, right now, or on the 28th anyway, right there that day, what you're doing. We're going to look at, okay, what's going on? Where are you now? What's working and what's not working? What's sustaining those habits? And so it's lovely because it's going to start with the mobility and the movement, which is great because we need to get our energy up and our focus and our attention to want to be open enough and more energized to actually learn. So half the battle is knowing. And then, of course, the really hard part is doing, right? Yes. And to sustain that doing. And I mean, I am an eater. I love to eat. I've always loved to eat, you know, and it's just, again, it's one of those aspects of our wellness that's easier. You know, you can see me eating 4 or 5 donuts. So then it becomes, so what's sustaining that behavior? In my case, why am I standing at the fridge and I'm not hungry, right? So it's really looking at those habits, not only that has to do with our weight, but okay, am I going to bed too late? Or am I on my phone too late? So then I'm getting up and I'm tired. I could have gotten 8 hours of sleep, but I get up the next day and I'm tired. And that then messes with everything else. You know, I oftentimes say it's not time management, it's energy management. We have the same amount of hours every day, but it's the energy, really what we eat, how we move, how are our thought patterns and our behaviors affecting us, that we're consistently trying to make energy where there's no more. So, and most importantly, we don't want this to be boring, you know, because who wants to go to anything that's boring? So we're really making it as...
I doubt it's going to be anything.
I know, with these personalities, I doubt it's going to be anything. I think it's going to be like, let's go.
Yes, that's what we want it to be, to come. And it's not going to be, oh, well, you did this wrong, I need to do... No, it's really going to be about taking a look at where I am now, because we can only start where we are now. And then going from there and creating, you know, we have a 1-sheet action plan when you come out from that to say, okay, what is it that I want to do differently? And it's not going to be this long list of this impossible list, right? It will be, okay, where do I choose to start? And how do I continue this consistently?
Wow.
So
I love this activity because I got to say that it's professionals that are going to be guiding people. And that's like, it has so much value in that people know, okay, I'm going to good hands, and I will come out with a sense of guidance for me to get better. And also reflects the concept that whatever happens on the inside affects the outside, and vice versa. So it's so valuable. And as I'm saying this, I'm reflecting on the situation that happened during the week, where there was this video of this teacher that she was sharing, you know, her emotional distress, her anxiety going on, and I'm thinking, there's a lot of persons, a lot of women in situations like that that don't know how to handle such difficult situations and might just need a space like this to be able to say, I know what I can do next. Martine, do you have any thoughts on, did you see that video?
Yes.
Do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, it was really difficult to watch, you know. I mean, I could, in as much as possible, sense her pain. And I know various people reached out, you know, wondering, you know, how can she get help? And so that's being worked on. You know, it obviously would be up to her if she chooses to continue. Right. But I think she was in a lot of distress, and that was difficult to see. And it would be good for her to have a safe space where she can deal with, you know, the intensity of the emotions that she was displaying that day. And of course, then there will have to be, you know, work on what is contributing, what is happening. Right. Some of which she mentioned in the video. I don't know the entire story, but just seeing her and seeing her distress if you're at that point or nearing that point or beyond that point, please find someone, a professional or someone you trust. I mean, the truth is there are a lot of organizations that can help, you know, to create a safe space to be able to help through things like that, because stress levels are really, really high and teachers have a very difficult job. So it's important.
Now you've created this safe space for this activity that's happening with Women Wellness. So, Monica, can you share details as to how registration is going to happen, if there's any fee? Because obviously it's something that we want to penetrate.
Yes, we do have a fee, and it's on the flyer itself. Do you want me to discuss it? It's $200 for the session itself. But for us to offer this, I feel it's of great value and it's an investment. I want to repeat that because I always tell that even to my clients. And I think in Martine's line is the same thing. It's an investment you're doing for yourself. So I think it's very important. And we are even opening the door to doing like a payment, you know, 2 payments or 3 payments if needed, because we do want women to be able to come and experience this with us. And I think it's an exciting thing. We are trying to open this door and also create that community so that there is support or option to be supported after this event. So like we repeated, it's not like one thing and then we won't see you again. We want to create this so that we could even build this upon multiple workshops where, you know, women are getting that help that they need. And
like a pilot project, right? So you're getting the feel about the receptivity
and I think, you know, I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and I'm so happy, Martine. It like happened very organically. So I feel that it's something that we can build upon this, and it's very needed.
So I want to ask, in regards to women out there that are hearing this, what do they need to come to this place? Like, you're talking about how we're going to go over your habits and all these, we're going to digest this. Should you be journaling? Should you be thinking about this ahead of time? Do you just come fresh with all your issues and just like unfold it? Like, what do you need? Because I know you're going to be getting fit. So I'm definitely sure we're going to have to be sporting something cute like what Monica is wearing right now. But what do you need to be prepared to come to this place?
Well, even on my side, I prepared like a goal, not a goal set, but three questions. So it's going to be short and concise because we don't want this event to be like, you know, it's not going to be a long session. As far as we just want them to come. Journaling helps, period. I have some of my clients journal. It does help, like journaling their food and times, because it's your habits, right? Just showing your habits. It would be important if you're interested and you already know more or less your habits, journal a couple of days of what you're actually doing as far as habits. I'll let Martine talk about the other stuff. But on my side, I do that, and I already have 3 questions prepared. Sometimes I think it's just... you already know what you're carrying. So I feel it's just about creating that space to be open to share it, like, or let yourself write it down. You don't have to say it out loud. A lot of people don't want to talk about what's really going on inside in a group setting, but sometimes writing, you feel safe writing it down. Nobody's going to read it. It's for you. And I think it's a way to find out what truly is going on within you. And I think Martina can
That's a great point, because first of all, it's going to be in a group, but I think you only share what you want to share. The work is going to be, you are going to have that space. What's important is that you increase your self-awareness. And the truth of the matter is, if you journal or can journal before, great. But if not, show up as you are.
As you are.
I think the truth is, a lot of times what happens is that we run from really going, this is where I am. So it's sort of like and that in itself keeps us doing patterns that become automatic, because it's like, I already have all these other things to do.
It's uncomfortable, right?
Yeah, now I have to stop and think, why? Why did I do that?
And you might get discouraged, right? Like, I don't want to share this.
Exactly.
So like, I don't want to go.
No, watch me a certain way. I don't want to do that.
Yeah. I think it's embarrassing to dig deep because it's uncomfortable.
Yeah,
for
really
anyone to like see, oh, you're doing this, and you're like, oh, I am. Like, and then it's like, how do you fix it? But once you're aware, it's easier to fix, right?
Definitely.
And Martine, you mentioned something so important about women. Like, we have so many hats that we have to be wearing, so we have to depict ourselves as quote unquote strong all the time. So digging deep and being very vulnerable means that I have to admit that I'm very weak, that I am going through it, and this is not it for me.
Yeah.
But what I'm hoping women can understand out there is this is going to be a safe place that you could come in and unfold. And like you mentioned, you don't have to give all the story right now. That's okay. Give what you